Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. I have missed you guys. I actually just got back from a 10-day trip out to Arizona and it was a wonderful time. I was in Phoenix and Sedona, and I intended to record videos out there, like I've sometimes done in the past, where I'm out on a trail and I pull some cards, but the weather just did not cooperate. The one time I went out on the trail when there was no forecasted rain, I got caught in a rain and hailstorm. I mean, it was nothing dangerous, no lightning, anything like that, and it was actually a very cathartic and really cool experience. But needless to say, I did not want to get my cards out in the rain, and I was working out there as well with my day job. So it just, and before I knew it, the 10 days flew by. So I'm, back now. I got back late last night and integrating and processing everything from being out there. And so I was kind of feeling the Arizona vibes. This is actually a top of a box that I got at the dollar store here in Ohio. So if you like it, super cute. It's got the moon, it's got the Arizona vibes. And what I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about is tomorrow's full moon, which is also an eclipse in Libra. So, ironically, and Libra being an air sign, I thought the arrows were very complementary of that energy. But I went to get, I was trying to feel out the decks that I wanted to use for this video, and it was this. I think they're the astrological reading cards, something like that. And when I shuffled, this one was on the bottom of the deck, which it's like, you can't make this stuff up. You know how I love to say that. Eclipse in Libra, that's exactly what is happening tomorrow. So obviously we're in that energy now. But the card says reevaluate relationships, justice, and fair play, rebalance. So that's really the big theme here with Libra energy in general, is finding a balance, finding fairness, finding equality in a situation. Now, when we have eclipse energy thrown in with that, eclipse energy is, I guess you can sort of view it as divine intervention. It's kind of like if you are not in alignment with, quote, where you're supposed to be, where, with your highest self, and to get into that trajectory of the path that, you're meant to be on, you will have things eclipse out of your life. I use eclipse as a verb. And you can see here, this was one of the amazing finds that I found in Sedona. And normally the crystals out there are outrageously expensive. And this selenite sword was only like 16 bucks. So it's like one of those things that, it's like, okay, not only is this going to be good, it's going to be good for my clients. And then when I do videos, right, actually I'm being guided right now before we even pull cards. If there's anything in a situation in your life right now that you feel, is you're bound or you're being held back, there are ties and cords that need to be cut. I want you to envision that right now, and, call in Archangel Michael. And you can even, replay this video of me doing this, or imagine it in your mind. Imagine you're holding the sword. You can get your own piece of selenite in any local crystal shop. You may even be able to order one of these types online as well. You may want to look into that. But, and say anything that is no longer my highest and greatest good, that I am ready to move forward. But I want, you to imagine it happening with grace and ease, in the most gentle way. Sometimes we don't always get that with eclipse energy, is not always gentle, especially if we've been in resistance for a long time with the situation. But you can set the intention that, all right, especially if it's something I recognize that I need to make this shift, I need to make this change, I'm ready to do it, universe. Can we, move through this energy in the, I guess I'm hearing like the least path of resistance, and with just, saying like, I'm ready, and have a door open for me. All right. So there we go. Envision cutting those cords. And, an example I can offer from that for myself years ago. back when I, was not awakened, was not really, I mean, I guess I was spiritual. I just wasn't, tapped in. I didn't think, right? This was back in like 2011. And I was in an emotionally abusive relationship, emotionally unhealthy relationship. And I knew that I needed to make a change, but I felt stuck. I didn't know how, right? Yeah, I mean, I was a lawyer at the time, but I was not making a lot of money at all. I had never really lived on my own. I had moved from my parents to a relationship with the person I married, and then I moved back in with my parents, and then I moved in with this guy, right? So but I was paying him rent. I was paying him rent. I was paying, he was draining me financially. Not to say I shouldn't have been paying rent. That's an aside, but paying him rent, paying for food, um, just being drained in all ways. So I knew at that point, it's like I'm paying him rent. That's fair market value rent. Like I know I can get out, right? But I sat down and I set this intention and I prayed, and to my guides, angels, I really didn't know at the time what. And I said, I wrote a letter, and I really didn't want to leave him. I wanted it to work. I wanted it to change. I was in that resistance, right? But I said, these are the things that I want from this relationship. And if this isn't going to change, if it's not possible, then I'm ready for an out. I'm ready for you to, help me get out of this situation. I'm ready to move forward. I just need help, and I need to know where to go. And in addition to setting those intentions, you have to take action, right? So it's like, yes, you can set those intentions and say those prayers and put those things out there. But the action that I took was I started looking for apartments. And the second one that I found was the one, and actually I'm back in with the same landlord now, but a nice guy. And wouldn't you know it, it was the exact same amount of money that I was paying this guy. So don't ever, what I'm saying is, was that an easy situation? No, it was heart-wrenching. It was so hard because I did not want to end the relationship. I didn't want to leave, but I knew I had to, right? But I put out there, right? I have no idea if it wouldn't surprise me if it was an eclipse during that time in my life, but I said, I'm ready to cut that cord. So for whoever that's for, I hope that was helpful. But what else I want to share too is that we're at a point, we just entered Aries season, and Aries is about that, taking action, that I am. And it's, examining, who are you? What is your divine life purpose? What is, and people may know, what the hell is my divine life purpose? I would have never thought back in 2011 I'd be recording this video, that I would have a side business, that I would be traveling the world alone, that I would be teaching pound classes, that I would be doing these things. So if somebody would have said, what's your divine life purpose, back then, I would have thought, well, I'm going to be a mother and I'm a lawyer and that's my purpose. But uncovering the layers as far as, what is your divine life purpose? What really makes you happy? What is your passion? And sometimes we find our passion through the pain. Okay. And that's what these eclipses are about, is recognizing things that are out of alignment, things that are out of balance, people who are taking advantage of us. And maybe just, it's again, an unbalanced, unhealthy dynamic. And it's time to move forward with that. It is possible, when you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, to find that Libra balance in things. I never would have dreamed that I could, have my day job and be very busy at that, and then find a balance in doing this. But it's because I'm doing the things I love, because I love, I got back last night from my trip at 11:15, and I still have my suitcases sitting here to unpack. I've still got laundry, but I was drawn to record a video. And I'm not feeling stressed out about it. It's like, it wasn't something that was an obligation, right? That's how it's your passion. It's if you want to do it, you're drawn to do it, you're excited, and it brings you joy. And so now more than ever, and we're in spring, we just entered a new season. It's a new season, not only in the general sense, but we're in the dawn of a new era, is what I'm hearing. With all of the alignments and things happening in Aquarius, there's major things happening on a collective level. And we may feel like we're at a point where there's nothing we can do to make a difference to heal the divide in this country and amongst people, and the craziness and the hatred. But I'm telling you right now, the best thing that you can do is work on your own self, your own microcosm, because when you find joy and peace and alignment within yourself, you start to reflect that out around you. And I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, I have friends who I know are on the complete opposite end of the political spectrum, but we don't talk about those things. And I focus on the good in them. And I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, of course, they're not the type of people who are violent and doing all these, you know, these terrible things. But my point is, when you're happy within yourself, you, even if there are differences and fundamental differences in people, you can find the collective love, and that's what it's about, the oneness, so to speak. And that's actually the deck that I ironically was drawn to use. Is this is the deck I created, the Cosmic Tarot, A Journey to Oneness. So that is available to purchase on my Make Playing Card site. But since I brought that up, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. Let's just see what Spirit wants us to know about this energy from a collective standpoint. Oh my gosh, we got 2 cards about All right, I don't know. I mean, you guys know. I always say you can't make this stuff up, but 2 cards up with fire. Wands is fire. That is that Aries. That is that passion. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Now, Knights of Wands are about movement, motion, moving forward, taking action. Ace of Wands is a beginning. And I use this, like, I love this image because it's a light bulb going off. It's like that idea that you may have, gosh, if I could do anything right now, if I could have my dream job, wake up tomorrow and have my dream job, what would that be? Right? And that doesn't mean necessarily, I mean, for some of you, you may be drawn or need to quit your day job and try to find something with more balance. But what I'm telling you is you don't necessarily have to do that. You can take baby steps. You can, just take action. Maybe it's taking a class. Maybe it's joining a group, getting a certification of some sort. Maybe even just doing a part-time job in something that you love. Just, connecting with like-minded people. Whatever that is, right, you're being urged to put time into it. Now, the card, when I said you can't make this stuff up, that's on the bottom of the deck, is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is the self-employment card. Okay. But this is, the Pentacles are our foundation. And this is about, finding everything you need within yourself as well. When you're in Nine of Pentacles energy, you're strong on your own. You're stable. Nines can be energies of solitude. But again, this is like pursuing the things that make you happy and that bring you joy. Obviously, this person is doing Reiki. So for some of you, you may be, everybody, has the potential to be a healer. Everyone, I refer to myself on my Instagram as a healing guide, because I really don't heal others. I help guide them to a place where they can heal themselves, right? And so some of you during this eclipse season, eclipses can be times of epiphany, clarity, realization. But, the example I referred to earlier, it's like when you open that door and you put yourself out there to say, all right, I'm ready to take a step, and you take some sort of action towards what it is that you want. For me, it was like, okay, universe, I want this situation to improve, but if it doesn't, I'm ready to make a change. And I showed I was ready to make a change by looking at apartments, that type of thing. And then the door opened, showed me which way I was supposed to go. This is about, okay, getting that idea, that spark, and saying, I want to do this. You start meeting the right people. Doors start opening. You start knowing versus questioning. Meaning, when people are in energy of, out of balance energy, like, you know, I view it as like Two of Swords energy, and you're in your head and you're stuck and you're vacillating back and forth. What should I do? What should I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Most of the time you do know what to do. You just don't want to do it. You're too afraid. It's fear holding you back from taking that action, from taking that step forward and embracing a fresh start. Right? When you question, it's that, you know, not wanting to let go of the past, not wanting to move forward. But we also have the King of Swords here and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Swords, this is like taking power over your thoughts, right? This is becoming the king and mastery, mastering your thoughts and your anxiety. And our anxiety is bred from fear of the unknown. But when we're in a situation where we're questioning whether we should be in the situation, that's all you need to know. Okay. Page of Pentacles, I always view this card as writing a new chapter, but taking solid, tangible steps to do so. And look at this, you guys. You can't make this stuff up. There's a full moon right there. Wow. And we do have the Tower right underneath. The Tower is that eclipse coupled with the full moon. So the Tower is that divine intervention. If you can look at it as cosmic intervention coming in, you know, you may have things shifting and it's an upheaval with this eclipse, but I'm telling you, it's at some point you're trying to be, you know, if we could stay where we're comfortable, you know, change is uncomfortable. We would just stay stagnant. We would never grow. We would, you know, we know there's more out there. You know, there's more out there if you're questioning whether you should be where you are. Sometimes we need that nudge when we're too scared to move forward. Okay. Being drawn to do a Moonology Messages Oracle. And I might do a surrender card. We'll see. These ones are kind of hard to shuffle. Okay. One wants to come out. Okay. You can't, again, I cannot make this stuff up if I tried. This says beginnings. Now, we're not in a new moon, obviously, but it's a new beginning. This also has kind of some fiery energy, right, to represent Aries season, which goes along with take the lead. Take the lead is Aries energy, big time, right? So while an eclipse is not, you know, typically a time to manifest something, you inevitably are manifesting a new beginning. If you're wanting to close out a chapter or you're being forced to close out a chapter, you are being asked to focus on the new. So in my mind, it's okay to say, this is the set intentions and say, this is what I want to, you know, when I come through eclipse season, these are the things that I'm shedding, and to focus on the positive aspect. You know, grieve if you need to, if it's a relationship ending, a job ending, something like that, an upheaval, you know, a tower moment. But I think it's essential for us to get through this time to focus on the new, to give gratitude and say, yes, this is no longer serving me, right? This is no longer serving me. That's why it's got to go. And I am surrendering, and I am like opening myself up. I'm clearing out my energy field and opening myself up for something better to come in, for what is meant for me to come in. So how beautiful is that? All right, guys. I wanted to keep this pretty short. I don't think I need to pull a surrender card because I just talked about how we surrender there, right? We maybe surrender the expectation. We surrender what that new beginning looks like, but we give in to the gratitude and say, yes, this is no longer working for me. So thank you, universe, for clearing it out, clearing it away. And I am ready to write a new story. I'm ready to write a new chapter. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Until next time, take care.